For the past 60-something years, Royal Enfield made pretty much the same bikes. And why not? As they say, classics never go out of style. But sometimes you want that classic look with a little bit more of a modern feel. A little bit more technology, but not too much. Enter the Continental GT 650. The Continental GT was reintroduced in 2014 as the Continental GT 535. Harris Performance designed a bike in the UK, which was then manufactured in India. Harris Performance did such a great job that the New Delhi-based company Eicher Motors, although I'm not too sure that's how you pronounce Eicher, decided to purchase the Brit company, and the results? Absolutely worth it. It's exactly what I want a motorcycle to look like. It's got 41mm front forks with 110mm of travel and dual rear shocks with 88mm of travel. It's powered by RE's air and oil-cooled 648cc parallel twin with 52 Nm of torque at 5,250 RPM. Stopping power is on point with bi-Brembo calipers, 320mm front disc and a 240mm rear disc, Bosch ABS, slipper clutch, and Pirelli tires. RE also decided to give you that option for a seat cowl. Obviously this bike doesn't have it, but it's nice that Royal Enfield gave you that option to give you that absolute cafe racer look and feel, or take it off in case you have a date. So if there's a few things that I would change on the bike, aside from the weight, because it is a little bit heavy for me, I would love it to have LED headlight, and I would probably change the mirrors. Although these look fine, but I still prefer the bar end mirrors, although that's just a personal preference.
Okay, so when I first got on the bike, my initial reaction was, it's heavy. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to maneuver it on traffic. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to squeeze in between cars to lane split a little bit. But as you're moving, as I am now, I don't feel the weight. I don't feel the weight at all. In fact, coming up through the twisties here in Marilake, it actually felt good in the sense that it was stable. It felt solid. I could imagine, I didn't take it on the freeway, but I could imagine at the speeds that we were going at some parts of the journey up here that it would feel very stable on a freeway. Because sometimes lighter bikes on the freeway, especially at high speeds and when maybe like a bigger car or a truck passes you, you can feel the bike sway a little bit and it gets a little scary at some points. But this one, it felt pretty solid coming up. And going through the twisties, the ever famous twisties of Marilake Highway, it felt really good. The bike, it's very comfortable. The seat feels good. I could imagine with a passenger on here, it would feel very comfortable. The handles, when I saw that they were clip-ons, I was a little bit worried that it would be uncomfortable, that it would be difficult to steer, but I realized that the clip-ons are a little elevated so that you can get the full turning radius of the bike, even though it's got the look of a clip-on. I mean, it looks great. Like the seating position is that of a cafe racer. It's aggressive, but not ultra aggressive like a sport bike. It gives you the best of both worlds, I suppose. It gives you the look of a cafe racer, but the comfort of a cruiser. And all the dials, you know, it's very basic. It doesn't give you too much information like some of the other modern bikes. Some of the modern bikes, it even tells you what song you're playing on your phone. But this one doesn't do that. It gives you the fuel gauge, it gives you your speed, it gives you your revs, and that's it. And that's really all you need anyway. It's funny because I forget that I'm on a Royal Enfield. Usually Royal Enfields, through my experience anyway, the older models, the older bikes, they felt very old. They really stuck to their guns, so to speak. No pun intended, that is their tagline, built like a gun. The older bikes were extremely heavy, they were very noisy, they vibrated a lot, but this one, it's smooth. It's almost like you're, I hate to compare it to a Triumph, but it almost feels like you're riding a Triumph. One thing I like about Royal Enfield is that they don't really hide what they are. It's a bike, it's a UK brand, built in India, and the people of India love this bike. In fact, Royal Enfield is probably the most purchased bike in the world because India has the most number of bikes sold, and the people of India love the Royal Enfield. So this bike, I would say, if you're not going to pagod or vegan, it's not if you're not gonna be riding it for more than 8 hours, 10 hours. Although I've seen that there's an Ironman badge or Ironman sticker on the bike, so you know it's gone for at least 24 hours on the road. But if you're not going to be riding so far, it's a fantastic bike. It's not as comfortable as the Royal Enfield Interceptor, because that's one of the most comfortable bikes you'll be able to ride. But you're gonna have to give up something in order to get something, just like in life. So with this bike, you're getting a fantastic look, but you're gonna have to give up a little bit of the comfort. It's a perfect bike to take up Marilaki on a weekday morning. I would never come here on the weekend, but on a weekday morning before work, this is a fantastic bike to bring up here.
Considering that the competition of the bike is priced at about 500,000 pesos, RE has been very aggressive with their pricing and their payment schemes. For around 400,000 pesos, you can take the GT Continental 650 home along with some accessories. I do have one problem with it though. I'm trying to convince myself not to buy it. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button so that you know when we have a new video up.